We are at the supercharger in Nebbenes. We have plenty of stalls available. Just to show you here, by the way, I'm waiting for my trailer to get a service at nearby here, so I'm just killing some time. But anyway, I wanted to charge up a bit, and then I charged a little bit past 90%, and I noticed that I was getting very low charging speed at higher state of charge. So at 93%, I was getting like 5 kilowatt, and now you see 2 kilowatts. So it's like way lower than expected. You know, usually at 95%, you should still get 10 kilowatt. I've seen this before in my old car, the Millennium Falcon, the Model S 85 pack, and now we see the same thing here. And this is, I believe, not a result of unbalanced cells, because Tesla will keep the cells very well balanced at all times. It does some bleeding or whatever stuff, I don't know. But this is most likely due to uncalibrated BMS. Maybe because, you know, I rarely charge to 100%. I've been usually, let me see if it said charging, but I say I usually move between between 20 and 70% maybe. Usually when I fast charge, you know, it goes fast to about 60-70%. And now I charge to 100%, and then this happens. It could be worst case that we have loss of capacity. Yeah, and then eventually the BMS figures out that, oh shit, what we thought was 100% is not 100% anymore. It's 95%. Ugh. So we just have to see. I guess I have to do like a capacity test again by charging it to 100% and then discharge it to close to 0, and then we measure how many kilowatt hours we have consumed. See here, odometer 189,000 kilometers. So this battery pack was replaced at 116,000 kilometers. So it has already done over quick math, over 70,000 kilometers. But keep in mind that I've been pulling trailer a lot. One indication is because of the trip here. You see here, my average is fairly high because I pull trailer maybe like 50-60% of the time. And when I pull trailer, like here, the consumption is high. So that means that even though I have done 70,000 kilometers, it counts more like I've done 100,000 kilometers in number of cycles, you know. So I still have time here. I'm just sitting here with a laptop doing some stuff, and I will see what happens. Just gonna sit and wait and see. Most likely it would stop charging at, let's say, 96% and say that charging is finished. And I have to try to perform some kind of like BMS calibration, whatever. Interesting. Eventually you guys will also see this when your battery ages. My battery ages really fast because I drive a lot and I pull a trailer. So we shall see then. Alrighty then, that took a while, probably like an hour. And suddenly it says charging complete at 96%. Yeah. Maybe we can try something, which is to... I could take a short trip around here, discharge it, and then I can plug it in on AC and try to juice up again. Yeah. I think this battery needs calibration. It's like way off now. Maybe I lost 4%. Oh shit! No, I don't know. I have no idea. So we're just gonna try some stuff then. Yeah. Okay, we are back at Nebbenes. And well, first I thought about plugging in the Type 2, but I figured that because the state of charge is fairly low, then it's faster to use supercharger. So yeah, at the Type 2 I would get 16.5 kilowatt before charging loss and about 14 kilowatt into the battery. But you see, it can take more. So again, so far it seems okay. So let's see if it stops at 96 again. Alright, we've been using the car all day, and actively I've been like purposely didn't charge it up while I could. So we're down to 76 kilometers. That's we switch here to language and units, energy. 20%. All right, so I will drive it down to, let's say, 5%, and then we slowly charge it up, and that will help the BMS to calibrate. Yeah, but I don't want to risk of running out of juice. But let's just drive a little bit, run it low. Yes, let's do that. We have been driving for half an hour, and we are now down to red. So 26 kilometers left, and we get the power limit. So for you guys who don't know what that is, the battery will protect itself from the running completely out. So it will limit the power output, yeah, and it will be like more and more like lower and lower power limit. I mean, or the other way, like you can take out less and less power towards the end. So what we have to be careful about here is once that power limit drops below 100, then it's like danger. Below 50 is like below 30 kilowatt is right before the car shuts down. So now we can carefully fine-tune it, but I don't want to don't want to run out over here at the ring road here, so we better head back soon. But this is still too early, so 200 kilowatt is still kind of high, unless the car does some crazy stuff, like suddenly goes down quickly. But most likely that it's somewhat predictable, the drop here. Alright, we are getting close to the end now. This is getting a bit scary. Power limit is about 170 kilowatt. Yeah, 11 kilometers left. So it's slowly going down. Yeah, no surprises like no. Hopefully that doesn't happen. So just have to drive it as close to zero as possible. Alright, we are back in the garage, and I don't feel like running out of juice on public road, like 9:30 at night here. So IKEA is not closed yet. They close at 11. So otherwise I could have driven around in circle there, but I kind of need power to tow me also if I run out. So I will try another trick, which is to use the classic camper mode. Because let me show you here. Now we are in park, and you see keep climate on cannot let me adjust here. The new camper mode, or the keep climate on, cannot be used if the battery levels is below 20%. And it's actually, there's the heater is still on. That's a bit unusual, because in most EVs, like with the smaller batteries, the heater will shut down like below 10% or below 5% or whatever. But in the Tesla, it will just deliver all the way until it stops. So we can use the classic camper mode, which is to put the car in neutral, and then go to brake here, and then apply parking brake, because you don't want the car to roll. All right, and then we can just keep the heater running, right? Okay, let me see. Well, the lights can also be on. It doesn't matter. What I want to do now is to run it down to zero in a safe place, because here we have the charging station right here. We can just plug in when it runs out. So we want to force that one on. It consumes more energy. All right, what else? Just keep the fan speed somewhat high. 6, 7. Just go 11. Yes, and then turn up the temperature here. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's nice and warm. Okay, so hopefully it will run out. Wow. Okay, now okay. It bugs me. I want to see this one. Energy, the power limit. So the power limit should slowly crawl down here. Yeah, so we can just run it in a safe way like this. This is what I should have done in that winter time also. But okay. So it will probably take like half an hour to run it down to zero. So meanwhile, I'll go inside, lock the garage, and then I'll come back. Whoa, that was fast. We are down to 0 kilometers now, and technically the car could still drive. I mean, yes, it's still drivable, because the car hasn't shut down yet. So all right. I mean, how far below zero should I run it? I don't feel like running it too low because it kind of hurts the battery health by doing this. So I guess we can just finish it now and juice up. It will take forever to juice up on this one. This one is just 16 amp. But at least I have a blue plug over there so I can charge it at 28 amp. If I charge at 32 amp, then the main fuse on our side will will blow. So, but at least 28 amp. Yeah. Maybe I should lower it to 25 because I'm going to charge for a long time. Now, supposedly what you have to do now is charge it down and charge it up to 100% and let it stay there for several hours, and then it's supposed to be like corrected, or I mean calibrated. Yeah. All right, let's do that. We are now plugged in. 32 amp single phase, still good enough, and okay, 15 hours. All right, that means in the morning. Okay, well, it's recalculating now. So on the 16 amp in the garage, it will take forever. But at least on this one, not too bad. Okay. Yeah, let's see how long it takes before we get that 1 kilometer. But yeah. By the way, you shouldn't fast charge it up again. From what I heard, what you have to do is slow charge like this on AC. Maybe not like 16 amp, but 32 amp or 28 should be okay. But not like DC fast charge it up. So supposedly you have to like let it slowly charge back up again. So all right. This is a very long video, so we have to see in the morning, or yeah, tomorrow morning, see how it is then. All right, the car has been charging overnight. It is now midday, and I checked the app. Supposedly it finished at 96% again. 96 is the magic number for my car. So just a bit. Charging complete at 357%. 357 kilometers at 96%. Okay, if we switch here, energy. Oh man, my screen is dusty. See, it seems like I'm not able to charge past 96%. And don't trust this number, 80 kilowatt hours. Many people, they think, okay, that means I have 80 kilowatt hours available. No, you don't. You don't. Listen to Uncle Björn. It will be less than that, I'm guessing. What matters is how many kilowatt hours you get from charging to 100% and then discharging it to 0. So I think next thing I will do is measure the capacity from 96% to 0. But I wonder, like, did I do something wrong when I tried to reset the BMS? Like, didn't I go deep enough? Well, okay, that was what she said. But did I go too fast? No, did I charge too fast? I wouldn't call 28 amp too fast, no. But okay, let's measure the capacity then. So interesting. I was going to measure the capacity, right, in the battery, as I thought, okay, let's charge it back to 96% until it stops. But I noticed that at 96% it was charging at way higher power. And now it's still charging at 98%. And remember earlier today I was getting, what was it, 357 kilometers as maximum. Look here, 368 now. So actually, if I remember correctly, the trick was that you had to, I mean, in order to start some kind of balancing or calibration or whatever, you have to go past 90%, and then the car will do some magic. And also the procedure I did, discharging it and then charging it up again, you're supposed to wait several hours at 100%. I at least waited a couple of hours at 100% before I discharged it down again. So it seems like it did something, because now we are pushing it. Let me see. We're pushing it towards 100% where it's supposed to be again. I still don't know what happened before, like why it couldn't charge to 100%, but well, we just have to sit and wait and see where it stops. My gut feeling says it won't stop at 100%. It will probably stop at 99%. Yeah, so well, it says 10 minutes left. Okay, let's wait 10 minutes then. Yeah. Are those 10 Tesla minutes or 10 real minutes? Okay, it just finished charging now. It took more than 10 minutes. It was more like half an hour. But anyway, okay, it stopped at 99%, but it was hovering at 99% for the longest time. So I wonder if it's still doing some kind of calibration or balancing, so that we could try just for fun to charge it up to 100% tonight after we finish this test. But I mean, I'm guessing it could go to 100% then. I've seen similar things with my old car, but let's see now. Now we will do the range test and capacity. I mean, not range, capacity test. So it stopped at 300. Yeah, okay. You see 372 now. So it stopped at 357 earlier. But all right, that's it then. Very long and detailed video about how you can recalibrate your BMS. So it seems like it kind of worked for me. Yeah, I'm not sure if I will show you like if I can push it to 100%, but maybe I'll do a follow-up video later. But yeah, all right, so anyway, that's it then. Hope you guys learned something from this video. So talk to you later. Oh shit, this is scary shit. Car shutting down, pull over safely, 1 kilometer left. We might be in some deep shit because the charge would have been troublesome lately. Hey! What? What hit it? Hit it what, huh? You see? You see? You see? Right, the cavalry is here. We have put in the booster. This is a gel battery here. 12 volt goes there. There's